Hello, folks. Welcome to another episode of the life-size mannequin / Carnage statue project. Have you ever had one of those dope moments and also an aha moment at the same time? Well, I just had one, folks. I thought that the base was defective, but it was not. I think my brain was defective and I had it assembled the wrong way. There's a screw underneath the base and it screws into this stand right here. So I just figured out that I had it screwed in wrong and I adjusted it. I still have to give him some support under his feet. Let me see, probably just add some clay under here, make his foot a little bit thicker. And I'm gonna stop going day by day because I'm actually doing these. That's the chair, by the way, that squeaking you hear. I'm actually doing these weekly instead of daily or whatever. I'm trying to upload one video per week, so I'm going to stop mentioning what day it is or whatever, so it doesn't even matter. All right, folks, so where are we at today? As you can see, I have sanded him down to do some work on his legs today. And let me show you what I'm talking about. Hold on, I'll be back. All right. Don't know if you can tell, but just take a look at his leg. It looks like it goes straight down, and it does pretty much. It's just straight down. There's no curvature to his leg, or barely any, I should say. And I'm going to point out what I'm talking about. Just look at his leg. I'm trying to get it right on the side of his leg. Look at it. Now, where's my pointer? What I'm going to do is cut away some of this right here to give him a little bit of, I guess, definition to his leg. Probably won't cut away that much. Probably a little bit less. But you see what I'm saying? It's straight down. Basically, I need to put a little curve in there behind the knee. And also, as you go down further, if you just look, imagine a straight line from here. That line would go straight down to the calf. And again, I'll put some marks here. I want to cut away some of this to give it a little more curvature right there. And that's going to make the ankles less thick. He's got those big elephant ankles. So that's what I'm going to start working on today. And I may also do some work on the head. Hold on, that reminds me. Let me show you my reference material for this project. Be right back. All right, folks, here's my reference for this project. This picture right here, and this picture of a statue. This was actually being produced, and I was keeping track of this model during production for over a year, and I haven't heard anything about it lately. I don't know if it's still going to be made or sold or not. I'm still trying to find out. I'd love to get one of them. That would give me a lot of help as far as making my life-size model here, because it's based on this and that. And I don't know if this one is a model or just a picture. I'd like to find out more about this one also, so I could get a hold of a better picture, because don't know if you can notice, well, don't know if you can tell, but there's hardly any detail of the mouth area. Even in the picture online that I got this from, you can't see anything. It's just dark. I'd love to get a better picture of that. But that's what I'm working with, folks. That's it. And let me see. This, I'm thinking about using this for the mouth, but then again, I don't know if I will, because I want him to have a grin. I drew some sketches of this picture here, trying to add more detail to it, and I'll put those somewhere in this video. But I want him to have kind of like an evil, sinister grin. I don't want his mouth to be wide open like we normally see Carnage. And I was thinking about using this as the teeth, or for the teeth, and possibly breaking it here on both sides and closing it up a little bit. And that's probably what I'm going to do until I can come up with something else. Oh, let me see. But that's it. Okay, and while we're talking about the head, folks, hold on, I'll be back. And since we are talking about the head, if you take a look at this, well, let's start here. Looking at this, I like the stance of this one, but I don't like the head, the position of the head. It's looking straight forward. Carnage is tall, so if he's looking, he's going to be looking down. Most likely, he's going to be looking down at you. And that's what I want from this one. I like the position of the head, how it's looking down, glaring at you. So that's what I'm going to attempt to do with this. Probably going to cut its neck somewhere so that the head is able to turn down and to the side a little bit. But I think that's it for now, folks. Don't know if you can see that, but let's take another look. He's not staring straight forward. He's looking down and a little to the side. And I really love the eyes on this. Okay, but that's where we at. All right, there's more coming, folks. Make sure you stay tuned. Appreciate you watching the video, and thank you for supporting the channel. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't done so. Give me a thumbs up and leave a comment. I don't get a lot of comments. I'd appreciate some comments, folks. Just leave a comment. Say hi, nice job, something. All right. Appreciate you. Bye. Hey, folks, just wanted to show you the references for this life-size Carnage statue I'm working on. I don't have a whole lot to go on for this project, but my main two sources of inspiration are this statue I've seen online and also one picture I've seen online. Now, the picture is the one we're looking at right here. This is actually a sketch of the picture. I'll try to find that picture and show it to you later, because I am looking for, if this picture is actually a statue, I'd like to find that statue. Or if there's a better picture, I'd like to find it. Wait a minute, that did not come out right. If there's a better version of this picture, I'd like to find it. When I show you the original picture, you'll understand, because it's really dark up in here. And that is really what I want to get from this as far as inspiration and reference. I want the look of the head, the way it's tilted down, looking down at you, and especially the teeth, the mouth. Most of the time we see Carnage, he has his mouth wide open, but I wanted to go for a different look. And this is one of the few times I've seen him with the mouth closed, and it actually looked decent as far as I can tell. And again, I'll show you, it's really dark. You'll understand in a minute. Hold on. Sorry if that music was kind of loud, but I'm sitting here right in front of my computer recording this. And actually my voice might be a little overbearing too, so you might want to adjust the volume because my phone is really close to me. Okay, and this is a close-up of the head shot. And I'm working on the teeth. I have to get the teeth right. I want him to have this like sinister, evil, wicked grin, but we know Carnage does not go around smiling at folks or grinning at folks, but I just want it to look evil. So I'll show you the pictures for this later on. There'll be more coming up soon. Stay tuned. Good evening, folks. This is Patrick, and you may notice it's a little bit dim in here. That's because I got preoccupied with other things today. So I did not do any recording earlier when the sun was out and it was bright. So now I'm in my garage and it's just really dim. So that's the reason for that. Okay, what's going on today? If you remember the previous episode where I showed you some of my reference pictures, That's them right there. These two. Now, what I'm about to talk about now is this head. Notice how it's looking down and a little to his left side. That's the look I'm going for. And I'm still, if you hear any squeaking, that's my chair. It's kind of old and worn out, so it squeaks a lot. All right, so what I'm trying to do here is figure out how to make the head / face. And I did some cutting on his neck. Let me show you. You can see it right there. I cut all the way around his neck, but I didn't cut all the way through the skin, because what I have in mind is I want to, right now that head is looking straight forward. I want to tilt the head down and to the left just a little bit. And that's the reason for the mask right there. That's just to simulate his mouth and teeth, where that would be once it's tilted down. And I'm just trying to get some idea of what it's going to look like before I fully commit to cutting his neck off and tilting the head down permanently. And I'm still trying to decide if I want to cut this in half and stick it to his face, or if I want to use something else for the mouth. Okay, let me see. What else have I done? All right, I did not actually get started on cutting his legs. I'm still trying to figure out the best way to go about it. I don't want to cut off too much, so I don't want to rush into that. And I do have one special, I shouldn't say special, but something good happened the other day. My hand got here quicker than I expected. And I've showed you a couple of times. Cut, take two. I've talked about the size of these hands a couple of times, and I found a hand online. I think I mentioned that in another video, and that came yesterday. But first, again, let's go over this. This is what, there it goes. And I want to show you, come on, stay on there. These are the little baby hands that came with it. And I got this yesterday, and that is just perfect for what I have in mind. And no, this is not Thing from the Addams Family. And let's compare. All right, again, that's my chair, folks. Let's compare these hands. You can probably see it better right here against that white background. They're about the same height, but the other hand is a lot wider and it looks more monster-esque. Don't think that's a word, but I just made it a word. So it looks like more cut, take two. So it looks more like a monster hand. And let me show you this. All right, and this is what it's going to look like once I figure out how to attach it. And I will have to do some molding and sculpting right here to make it fit, because the wrist on the hand is a little wider than the arm. So I'm going to widen that arm a little bit. And I don't know what cut, take two. I don't know what type of material this is, but it's kind of hard. So I don't want to start doing any cutting on this. However, I will have to get rid of this. I can either file this down or maybe put some clay over it and cover it up. We all know Carnage does not have an eye on his hand. So I'm going to do that. And as far as attaching it, there's a cut take 2. As for cut take 3, as far as attaching the hand to the arm, it does screw in. So what I have in mind is I'm going to remove this screw from this arm, attach it to that one. This hand, and attach it to that hand. And if everything goes okay, I'll be able to screw it into the arm. And I think that's it for this. Cut take 2. And I think that's it for today, folks. So make sure you stay tuned. There's more coming up. Thanks for watching. Thanks for supporting the channel. Bye. Gotta get that thumbnail. Okay, he won't stand up. Stand up. There he goes. All right, thanks again. Bye. Hello. Does anybody need a hand? Yeah, I know. That joke is old. All right, folks. What we are going to talk about today is the hand, not to be confused with the thing. I did make another video before this one. I don't know if I will post that or not, because actually I just undid. I undid what I did in that video. And okay, let me explain what I'm talking about. I'm replacing, stay up there. And by the way, I'm out in my little paint shop area in my garage, not in my normal place, over on the floor over there behind me. But I had to do some bench work on this. So, all right, so this is the little baby hand that came with this arm right here. Well, actually, the mannequin. And it's too small. I replaced it with this. I think this is described as a witch hand or a demon hand on eBay, and that's where I got it from. And I am replacing that little baby hand with this hand, which is more appropriate for Carnage and more appropriate, it's hard to say that word, for a mannequin that is 6 feet tall. And yesterday, I drilled out this part right here. Let me put these side by side so it'll make more sense. Stay there. There we go. I drilled this out and I removed this screw piece from here and put it here. Now, yesterday I put some air dry clay. That's the white stuff here, or what's left of it. I drilled a hole, filled it with the air dry clay so that I could attach this to it. However, I got up this morning, checked the air dry clay, and it was still soft. And I should have known better, because I know from past experience that if you pack this air dry clay real tight, or if you use a lot of it, it's going to take it a long time to dry. And this stuff was maybe one thick. This stuff was maybe 1 inch thick. So it did not all dry. So I dug it all out, put some more styrofoam in there, and I used some epoxy clay. And that's what the gray stuff is. And it's been sitting for, I don't know, maybe 6-7 hours, and it's pretty solid right now. Ooh, don't you go nowhere. It's holding this in place. So what I'm about to do now is test it out, see how it's gonna hold up once I screw it onto the arm. Be right back. All right, folks, and this is what it looks like. As you can tell, it's a little off right here. It's not straight as it should be. And hold on, that light is putting this black line in the camera. Okay, that's better. All right, I have to show it to you down here. It's those lights right there. They put those dark lines in the video. So that's what it looks like from the back of the arm. And that's a side view. And you can tell on the right side, it's a little too big, but I expected that. I plan on filling that part up with some clay. And let's look at the bottom of the arm. Okay, have to do some filling in with clay right there also. So basically all the way around the wrist area, I'm gonna have to put some clay to make it look right. But I like the look. It's better than the baby hand. All right, folks, that's it for this. I'll be back with more. Make sure you stay tuned. Bye. Trying to get that thumbnail.